Hello and welcome to the Restricted Area Podcast, where today we are discussing reactions to the NBA first week action. As a reminder, you can listen to this podcast a day before it can be seen on YouTube by checking out Spotify, Amazon, or Apple Podcasts. To get you started, I am your host, Alex Perez, joined by co host Matthew Supinger. How we doing?
Glad to be here. I am honored. It is really sad that we had to put Colton down in order for me to be the co-host, but sometimes you just got to do, business decision.
Yeah, they saw the Beyond the Score revival on the horizon. They were like, we can't interfere with that. So Cole knew it had to be done.
I
But
would say
best
this
wishes to
is,
him and his family,
yeah, I'll be praying for him.
for
Um,
sure, for sure.
Not man, I got a contract. I don't really care about that.
All right, well, we will go ahead and get started. It's been a first fun week of basketball. What stood out to you so far?
Man, what didn't stand out to me? What a league we're witnessing right now. You're getting to watch prime Charlotte Hornets basketball. Totally
So
was
good.
expecting that. Um, the Sixers are looking through two games, as much as you can say, really good. And the process has been playing like 20 minutes a game. The Rockets have not been looking really good, uh,
Also
as
true.
fairly. I don't know if I'd say as expected, but as real ball knowers were kind of thinking. Not that media shtick baloney. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, yeah.
But there's just been a lot of fun basketball, a lot of offense that's been being played, but at the same time, stellar defensive performances. But I don't want to spoil too much in case that's some talking points we're going to be hitting on there.
Yeah, like you said, Sixers kind of crazy right now. Two wins already. Thought that might be like the season total. So like, good for
Yeah,
them. Shout out to VJ Edgecombe showing out like I predicted. But yeah, the first thing that stood out to me is my MVP pick, Luka Doncic, looking pretty good. His 92 points is the most in Laker history for the first two games of the season. That's pretty good for a franchise that has had Shaq, Kobe, LeBron, Kareem, Magic, just to name a few.
you guys also had Kwame Brown.
Smush Parker too. You better not forget it.
That's true.
Two
Dang,
legends
dude.
in Lakers history you cannot forget. When you say Lakers basketball, you say Smush Parker and Kwame Brown. He's also averaging 11 rebounds per game, 8.5 assists, 62% field goal percentage, and a steal per game. Can't wait for LeBron to return so they can, be a dynamic duo. Can not wait for Luka now to return because he has a sprained finger and then a bruised leg or something. So it just keeps getting better for the Lakers. I'm so happy to be a Lakers fan and to watch this team just continue to tear itself apart. Uh, you been enjoying it?
I mean, you got an AR-51 ball. I don't know what the heck you're
That's
complaining about,
true.
dude. I'm sitting here watching Brandon Pajemski play basketball, as the streets are saying. I don't know about all that there.
Yeah, my friend pointed that out to me after that game. He said, your leading scorers have had 43, 49, and 51. And the 51 was Austin Reeves. So I think that goes to say that the team will be all right. Austin Reeves can't play a lick of defense, so that's neither here nor there. But he could score 50, and that's really all that matters. The most random 50 balls, I think, in any season to start the season. Aaron Gordon and now
Yeah,
Austin Reeves. But, shout out to them. You're
yeah.
getting you're getting your run in early. Lineups have to change though for LA. Why is Gabe Vincent still on the television? Um, Not really giving anything. Start Marcus Smart. You brought him in to play defense, and that's what you say Gabe Vincent does. Not really. And Marcus Smart can actually knock down a couple threes, so maybe start him. You have to now that Luka's not there. But even when he's back, please start Marcus Smart. And another point I wanted to bring up is if you're not playing Connect, trade him. There's got to be something or somebody you can get for him. Uh, he's too talented of a shooter not to get something back. And again, until this Luka injury, he wasn't playing. So figure that out. Put him in the lineup. I would prefer, but if not, definitely trade him.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what were your kind of thoughts on the whole Connect thing? I mean, this has been like over a year now of he looked pretty good summer league last year, and then this year kind of, well, I mean, didn't get a whole lot of playing time after that, and then this year's kind of looked rough when he has had the chance, and then as the season has obviously started, we're only a couple games in, he hasn't had those chances. What do you kind of think about that?
It's such a weird thing because he was like, oh, he's one of the great young players in the game because he dropped 40 or whatever at one time, and then he almost got traded. That obviously didn't go as planned, and then JJ Redick was just like, I'm not going to play you, and that's an interesting choice for somebody again who has dropped 40 in a regular season game. Uh, Apparently, fairly easier than I thought, but still not something that somebody should be benched for. I feel like so it's very weird. He also hasn't been playing the best when he's got minutes, but you got to give him some time once you have sat him basically for a whole half of a season. So yeah, the Connect situation's pretty ugly. I hope it gets better.
Yep.
And let's see, what else do I have? Oh, the OKC depth. That's something that stood out to me. The rich get richer. That's so cool. Aaron Wiggins contributed last season, but has obviously gotten better. AJ Mitchell averaged 6 points last year. The last three games, he has 16, 26, and 14. Cool. Cool. OKC 3-0 without Jalen Williams, and they didn't have Caruso or Casey Wallace in the second game either. Still won that one.
Yeah.
What say you do?
That's actually one of my top teams. But before we get to that, yeah, I was gonna. Did you have other storylines? Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you there.
Oh, you go ahead. I've been talking enough. You go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say, the Celtics. We have not mentioned it yet, and 0-3 start. Really stinky, honestly.
Yeah.
Like you know what else is stinky? You
What's
know what?
that?
I'm not. This is gonna become too much like Beyond the Score. I can't do that. But the Celtics, top 7 scoring defense. They're giving up like a shade less than 114 a game, which I don't know. Through 2 games in the NBA, I guess like maybe doesn't sound crazy, but like that's still a top 7 scoring defense. But they are the worst scoring offense in the entire National Basketball Association, averaging 108 points a game. They're shooting bottom 5 percentages from both the field and from 3. Obviously, not having Tatum was going to change things, but like to see them change like that much, and obviously, you had some offseason trades and stuff like that. You move some people around, but like you look really bad. You don't just look like, if Tatum was there, maybe it'd be a little different. You look bad.
Right.
So that, I don't want to say it's funny, but like it's kind of funny. Got to give a shout out to the Bulls. 2-0 start, like, hey, maybe
Yeah.
they aren't playing like, prime 96 Bulls or something like that, but 2-0 start. They have the best scoring defense in the NBA. They're giving up less than 105 a game. They're bottom 6 offensively, though. They're scoring
Let's
about
go.
112 a game. It's kind of funny because you look at
It is
that.
the 90s in that way.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that would probably be like that'd be scary hours in the
That'd
90s.
be first. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be like they'd look crazy. Uh, but it's like you look at that team. Besides the scoring defense, like bottom 6 in points per game on offense, middle of the pack kind of in terms of their shooting percentages. They aren't really like crazy in any type of way. They do have 1.5 steal differential and plus 2.5 turnover differential. So you're getting, those differences where it matters, but like it's not like you're, stealing the ball 15 times more than your opponent is per game. Like you're not doing anything insane out there, but 2-0 is 2-0. So I'm not going to sit here and say that they're a great team, but I'm not going to sit here and say they're a bad team because it's 2 games into the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, then a little bit more on the Rockets there. 0-2, second worst field goal percentage in the NBA, 41.7% from the field. Not good.
Mm-hmm.
But it is kind of interesting because, that Thunder game, like they looked pretty good. Obviously, you take these defending champs to, what was it, double OT?
Yeah.
Yeah, you take the defending champs to double OT, but then you look a little bit deeper at the depth, or if you want to say lack thereof. KD and Alperen Sengun are combining for almost 60 a game. They're combining for 58 points a game. The entire rest of that team is averaging 59.5 points per game. So you are getting
Concerning.
half of your offensive production from two players, which they're good offensive players. I'm not trying to say like, oh, they're not good, so like it's kind of shocking, you know, but like at some point your guys got to step up. I can't remember the exact number, but I want to say like there were 3 or 4 players who were shooting like more than 5 shots a game, and maybe it wasn't 3 or 4. Maybe it was like 2 players that were shooting more than 5 shots a game and were shooting like under 30% from the field. What's up with that? Hey, you're shooting the ball. You're shooting it 5 times a game. Maybe make some of those.
Yeah, we got to get those numbers up.
Yeah.
The Rockets, I've said this many times, if you're starting Jabari Smith Jr., that's just not a winning recipe. I think that's kind of proven it in how they've started the season so far. KD and Sengun, they can obviously keep that up. Can KD stay healthy at his age? Hopefully so, because I would hate to see him get injured. Sengun, we've seen stretches like this before. We just haven't seen like consistent play from him. So I'd be surprised if he kept that up. But yeah, they got to get more production. They have a great front court rotation, if not like offensive attack, but like a great rotation on both sides of the basketball. And Amin Thompson looked great in that first game, but he hasn't looked like what we were expecting so far this season. Reed Shepard also not looking like we had hoped or expected. So the Rockets have a long way to go and short time to get there because it's the West. It's not like the East where, as you mentioned, the Celtics and Bulls reside. So it's a little better of a situation for them. The Bulls, I thought Josh Giddey would make a leap, kind of to that All-Star point where we kind of expected him to go these last couple seasons. It seems like he finally has, and that's kind of helped them to be 2-0. Obviously, very lackluster East, so who knows? They might make a playoff appearance. I was going to say run. That's crazy talk, but they'll probably make an appearance.
I mean, they'll make an appearance, but like, let's be honest. You think they want to be playing in that play-in?
Yeah,
they don't want to be one.
That's
they don't
the Bulls
want to be
Invitational right there.
Yeah, you're out of your mind if they're not eyeing that play-in appearance.
Them in Miami and Atlanta. That's their bread and butter.
And the Magic, if they're really feeling it, you know, if they really want to play good, yeah, they might take that 6 seed. But like, they're gonna look at that play and they're gonna be like, man, that's appetizing.
Yeah, and the Celtics, kind of what I expected after they traded everybody away. You're obviously tanking. You don't expect Tatum to come back this season, and you're building for next year. I looked at that starting lineup and I was like, I don't even know 2 of these players. So it's going to be a tough year for Jaylen Brown. It's obviously a prove it year. He did so the other day. He had 41, so shout out to him. It's not going to be a lot of wins, bud, but you're going to be able to show out, so that's cool for you. In a weak East, though, they may still sniff the play-in somehow. Anyways, what were you saying?
I was going to ask you. This is a very talked about basketball question too, by the way. So don't get it twisted. Do you think Jaylen Brown is drawing his hairline on?
100%. There's too much evidence to not support that. It's been on 2 people's jerseys. Like, come on, bro, just cut it. Like LeBron, just cut it.
Yeah.
Just go bald. It's MJ did it, so it's cool. Like, just embrace
Jason
it.
Tatum's probably pissed though.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Dude, I just want to go bald.
And let's see what. Yeah, gotta address the elephant in the room, the French elephant in the room. Wemby, he's been pretty good.
Yeah.
40 points on 15 to 21 shooting versus Anthony Davis. He's a pretty good defender. I've watched a couple of his games. 29, 11, and 9 blocks in the second game. 1 was rescinded, keeping him from the triple-double in the midst of a gambling controversy. Anyways, yeah, he's also averaging 13 rebounds per game and 6 blocks per game. That's decent. In his first 2 games, he didn't have a turnover. That's 62 minutes of basketball, folks. And then in his third game, by the way, we're recording this on Monday. I'm about to go watch his game as soon as we get off this podcast tonight. So we don't have numbers on that. But in his third game, 30, 14, and 6 blocks again in his home opener versus the Nets. Obviously, we shouldn't hold too much weight against what anybody does against the Nets. But I think he has shown that he is ready to take a MVP type leap this season. He's put all the work in. His offense and defense are exceptional. So I can't wait to see what else he does, but it's been absurd already.
Gun to your head, do you think you could name 5 Brooklyn Nets players right now?
Um, no, because I'm struggling to name one. Claxton,
Cam Thomas? Is he
Cam
still there?
Thomas. Yeah, he is still there. He actually dropped 40 the other night. I think against the Spurs as well. Yeah, shout out to him. I never really got to bring this up on Fowler Flop, but they asked him if he planned on being a playmaker this season, and he said, "No, I'm just going to play my game." Shout out to him.
I mean,
That's
that's
so
respectable.
real. That's so real.
Yeah.
That's tough, honestly. Know who you are. Work your bread and butter,
Yeah.
and you're going to be all right.
He's
Maybe
making
not.
plays
Maybe
for
not
himself.
result in wins or any type of accolades, but you'll definitely have a place and some money. So that's good for you.
Money. Like,
Uh,
would you bet on him not being a
uh,
playmaker?
I'm not much of a gambling person myself, but are you?
No, actually, I'm not.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
I've heard through the grapevine though that you've been placing some bets. You've been putting some money down.
I would never do that. Not
All
not my
right.
type, not my style. Any other storylines you had to bring up?
Uh, I wouldn't put any money down on it. No.
Okay. Okay, well, I think that will do it for that NBA talk. Then we were going to move on to a new segment that we have. It's NBA Power Rankings, where we're going to bring you our top 5 teams in the league each week. And I guess since it's just me and you, we can go back and forth. Who do you have at 5?
Oh man, this is really tough. Honestly, I think my like 3 through 5, I could. Maybe this is just an anti-ball knowing thing, anti-ball knowing propaganda. But there's a lot of teams I could switch out through there. Uh, I would like to put the Spurs in my top 5, but I think they've looked really good, but I think they've also looked really good against bad teams. So if I'm being a little bit real with myself, I'm gonna say the Knicks because you did kind of spank the Celtics, and I know I've said that they look bad, and they do, but
Mm-hmm.
you've played some quality ball so far this season, and yeah, Towns has looked pretty solid so far. So yeah, I got them at my 5.
I do actually have the Spurs at my 5, just because Wemby's an alien. They're 3-0, and the depth of guards is crazy. They're doing all this, and Fox is not even back yet, and uh, Harper's looked exceptional. Stephon Castle's looked really good. So they've got some things going on. They may have to make some decisions near the trade deadline, but
Yeah,
we'll see that later. Who you got it for?
I got the Cavs. I think with a new coach, they've looked pretty good so far. Again, it's like you beat some good teams, but it's just tough to tell because it's like you look at who they beat and it's like, oh well, this team, lost to that team. You get too far into it where you're like, well, this team beat that team, where you're just ending up in a revolving cycle of like, okay, well, this team also beat that team, so like, what are we gonna say here? But like, they've looked good the last few years. They're starting off pretty well so far. They beat some quality teams, so yeah, got the Cavs. What about you?
I also have the Cavs for some ball knowledge right there for both of us.
So
Uh, I was full transparency. My 4 is going to be whoever won the Cavs Bucks game last night, and the Cavs did. So congratulations, Cavs! You made my list.
dude, I
Uh,
was gonna do the same thing. I legitimately have. I don't know if you can actually see it here. I have the Bucks crossed out.
I was about to say both teams look super similar. They'll both probably fizzle out when playoffs come around. But for
Yeah,
right
second round is
now,
gonna look bad for them.
the Cavs are looking pretty tough. Really excited about how Lonzo Ball progresses off the bench and stuff. So excited for that. Who you got 3?
I got the Lakers.
Okay.
I think they played good ball. I think, obviously it's tough early on in the season. Like I've been saying, it's kind of tough to rank teams so early on because it is like, okay, yeah, maybe the quality of team that they beat is not great, but then at the same time, you've been out some people. Obviously missing
Mhm.
LeBron is a huge thing. But then also missing Luka and LeBron is an entirely different thing. That's an entirely different team that you're playing against. But I think for who they've been playing and for what they played, I think they've played pretty solid ball so far.
This is kind of funny because at 3 I have the Warriors.
Hey,
Uh,
okay.
2-1. That we won't talk about the loss. It was pretty ugly, but
Yeah.
beat the Lakers and the Nuggets, 2 very solid teams who had most of their players. I think LeBron was the only big player missing in either of those games. So with the roster that the Warriors have, as some people may not know, you're a fan, as you all have. It's impressive what they've been doing so far. Do I think it'll last? I won't hurt your feelings, but it's looking good so far, kind of like it did at the start of last season.
Yeah.
Who you got it to?
I have the Warriors.
Nice.
I think they've impressed so far, but I mean, a lot of what your points were, it's just like it's not going to. It unfortunately, signing Al Horford is not going to completely change things for us. As much as I do love Unk, I don't think that's going to necessarily push the needle for me. But yeah, I think how they've played so far, they played really good against Western Conference, like teams. Like that's impressive. Beating a Western Conference team is impressive. Beating an Eastern Conference team is not necessarily impressive. But hey, I'm not going to dunk on the Eastern Conference. That's not what I came on here to do. But yeah, I got them at my 2.
Fair enough. I have the Knicks. Uh, they have definitely looked better than they did in their last game. 54 threes and only made like 15 of them, but I think that's more of an anomaly than it was what's to be expected of them this season. I think they're the most deep team in the league this season.
Did you
Well,
say anomaly?
all right. The
Jason
Knicks,
Tatum reference.
the Knicks are super deep and love what Mike Brown is doing already. I think he's already getting the best out of Mikal Bridges, who seems like he's already taken another leap as well. They're still missing guys like Josh Hart was out for a few games. I think he's back now. Mitchell Robinson's still out. So for what they've only lost 1 game, and for them to be down those 2 key players, it's impressive. Who you got at number 1?
I have the Thunder. As much as I would love to say not, I have the Thunder.
Yeah, 3-0, deepest team in the league. It's not the Knicks. I lied. SGA is unstoppable, and again, the rich get richer. The role players just keep getting better, and they have more and more just morph into existence. So shout out to them. They might win another title. Yay! I love this new age of basketball.
I love NBA basketball, man.
Woohoo! Anyways, we will go ahead and move on to our NBA picks of the week, where we
Are
pick
they?
our.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I believe you said before this that you were going to be placing bets on these teams that you were picking, and also that this is sponsored by FanDuel. Correct? Is that what you said?
This is not professional betting advice whatsoever. Do not come for us in the comments or in any lawsuits, please. If you do, come for Matthew. Don't call me Matt Supinger. He
That's
will
all.
be right there to field all your calls. But anyways, the best games of the week, nationally televised. These are the ones I picked out, maybe before some injury news. But anyways, I picked them. So here we go. 8 p.m. Tuesday, NBC and Peacock. You have 2 options. Knicks and Bucks. Who you got?
I got Knicks. I mean, I think it'll be
That's
a
it.
good game. I don't think it's going to be like, disgusting, but Knicks.
Yeah, the Knicks need Josh Hart and Robinson to play. Uh, if they don't, I think the Bucks win. But if they do both play, uh, I think they'll be able to get it done. Uh, they have to contain now Giannis and Miles Turner, which is a little tough for their inside game. But the guard game in Milwaukee, not super great right now. And I feel like that's kind of where New York thrives. So, yeah, I think I'll take New York in this one. And then the other one is 9:30 p.m. on Amazon Prime Friday. It's NBA Cup play, so it's an even bigger game than a regular season game. Lakers at the Grizzlies. Who you got?
Um, I was gonna make a joke. I'm not. It's not funny, so I'm not gonna make that joke. I'm gonna go Lakers. You brought me on the podcast. I think it'd be rude if I didn't. And you did say you were gonna put money on it, so I'm gonna say the Lakers.
Please save your money because I have the Grizzlies. um, it did get announced that several players are missing consistent time for them now over the next few weeks. So, but I'm sticking to it. Nobody on this Lakers team has shown heart besides Luka, and now Luka's gone for at least a week, so he will not be playing in this game. And when the Lakers say at least a week, usually a lot longer. Somebody has to guard Ja Morant. We are not equipped. Mr. Austin Reeves, not going to do it. Gabe Vincent, not going to do it. Marcus Smart, maybe, but it'll take everything that man has.
You don't think Gabe Vincent's gonna do it?
Get dunked on, maybe, yeah, but
Okay,
guard Ja Morant, not well. He'll guard him, but not well.
he'll be out there.
Yeah, he will
But
certainly be
nobody's.
out there. So yeah, I would definitely take the Grizzlies in this one if the rosters continue to look as they do, as bleak as both continue to be. So we will go ahead and move on to our shooting star, where we pick our baller of the week. Would you like to go first? You're our guest.
I would. We were talking about him early on, and I'm going VJ Edgecombe, man. I mean, what an opening week for that dude. What an opening game for that guy. Shows up against Boston, again, who does not necessarily look great. So take this with a grain of salt. But he puts up 34, 7, and 3, gets a steal, goes 50% from the field, 5 of 13 from 3, 5 threes in opening night for a rookie. That's pretty dang good. Goes out against Charlotte in game 2. Maybe not the same caliber of offensive performance, but still puts up 15, 6, and 8. Only 2 turnovers in that game. I think he's almost got like a 4-to-1 turnover to or assist to turnover ratio.
Impressive.
He's got a block, 3 steals, or had a block, 3 steals in that game. Again, shot 6-15 from the field, but on the season, shooting 46% from the field, 38% from 3. And yeah, Sixers are 2-0.
And that's the only thing keeping me from my hot take of Wemby getting a quadruple double to come to fruition is that man does not pass the ball. But anyways, all good. I digress. My baller of the week goes to Aaron Gordon. We talk about his postmate teammate a lot. But shout out to you for the most random 50 piece probably this season.
Yeah.
Wrote this note before Austin Reeves. Still think it's more random than Austin Reeves. So shout out to him. 10 of 11 from 3-point line. Normal Aaron Gordon things. He's going to do it multiple times this year. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
So shout out to him for a great 50 ball. The best game he'll probably ever play.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't have anything else, that will do it for this episode of the Restricted Area Podcast. Thanks to Matt for being on the show. Sorry, Colton, you had to be sacrificed. But
he would, he
we'll,
really would have loved. He really would have loved Austin Reeves 50 ball.
we'll hold it down here while you're gone. Follow the show's YouTube at CX Restricted Area. Follow the CX crew on all socials at CX Pod Network. And follow me on Twitter at The Wheel Deal. Colton doesn't get a shout out because he didn't want to come. Where can they find you?
You can find me on. You can obviously find me on Twitter. I think my Twitter is. I don't know. You send me a bunch of stuff on there, so I'm probably sure you know what it is.
He sends me way more
No, that's not true actually. But
Okay.
I believe my Twitter is Matt Soupy30. It's also my PlayStation name. So if you want to add me on PlayStation, play some games, go for it. Yeah, Matt Soupy30.
He's bad at Fortnite, if you're wondering.
It's not
Anyways,
true. I carry the team quite a bit of time, so
debatable. We'll have to check the tape. Anyways, thank you all for listening and watching.
oh,
And until next week. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say a huge shout out to Alex. He put so much money in to gambling. It looks, the way it's being framed right now, it looks like Chauncey and Terry were the ones that did it. It was Alex. I promise it was Alex. Be sure to investigate that.
All right. As I hear the cop sirens in the background, we're going to sign off here. That'll do it for us. Thank you all for watching and listening. And until next week, be smooth.